Destiny Nerds podcast. This is a big episode. Tonight, we are having episode 50.
Big 50, dude.
50. Boom, 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 boom. 50 episodes of the Destiny Nerds. And it's our first podcast of 2024. What's
It
up, Adam?
is. It is. We've taken a big break. I'm doing good, man. I've been doing good, I guess I could say. We've had a big break just due to the holidays. You know, we're big family men, so we decided to take a little break while Destiny was kind of dead,
Yeah,
dead in air
it's,
quotations.
it still is.
Uh
But
and just take some time to relax and spend time with family, spend the holidays, and just kind of start off the year right. So and of course we were supposed to be live a couple weeks ago,
yeah,
unfortunately, but
dude, I
things.
was so sick. What was
Yeah,
it,
that's
last
right.
weekend? Last weekend, we were supposed to do this. And, bro, I was so sick for like 3 days straight. It was awful.
You know what's insanely crazy is the same night you texted me, literally I couldn't go to work the next day because my stomach was so upset. There's some like I swear, dude,
That's
I
how I
swear.
had
I
the
was like, dude,
stomach
Luke
flu.
gave that shit to me through the phone or something, man. Cause I don't know if it had been something I ate because like it wasn't just me, like a couple people from my work that were sick as well too. And like we had um well, I don't know. It was super weird. Like something they ate was weird. Like something's
Something's
going
going
around.
on.
There was some stomach bug going around here in town, so who knows?
Yeah,
But dude, it was awful. I felt your pain. I was like, I know what he's going through. Thankfully, it didn't last
dude.
3 days, but it
Yeah, I
was
had
it
it
was
rough,
something.
bro. So Allie was my wife, just for context, my wife's pregnant. She's doing like 5 weeks. She's 35 weeks pregnant, or 36 weeks tomorrow. And she, the week before, was like, I don't think I can. She like felt awful, and she thought it was because she was pregnant. And she's like, I don't think I can do this for 5 more weeks, Luke. I don't think I literally can't do this. I'm like, you can. You did this
Easy.
before. Like, you got this. And then the next week, when I got sick, she was like, "Oh, I was sick last week. I just didn't realize it." And then I
Oh
felt
my
the exact same
gosh.
way as her. I'm like, that sucks. Uh,
Well,
but we're back.
thankfully, you guys are both feeling better. So
We're back. Hopefully, there's a lot of big Destiny things happening in this year. I mean, the end of the Dark and Light saga is happening this year in the summer, so we
in
have
the next
to do.
couple weeks, we're gonna get a little taste. So I'm
Yeah,
excited. I mean, we're always excited for new Destiny content, right? I mean, you
yeah.
almost gotta be.
Eventually, I just
Yeah.
finished all my last few seals, so I'm taking a break technically. Like, started a couple days ago. I finished like my seasonal activity crap, and I'm like, what else is there to do right now? So I'm just chilling. I'm honestly playing, like, I have all these games. I'm like, not like, I was rebeating Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 4, like all these random old games. So they're all
Jeez.
like half beaten. So I'm gonna go like finish those bad boys off, get every like ounce of game in that I haven't finished yet. And then once I feel like adequately uh happy with playing like 50 other games, I'll come back home and get
That's how it
back
always
into like
works, right?
bounty grinding, all that stuff. But
I've
we
actually, funny thing or not, like I feel like I don't know what year it is because me and my wife and my little brother have been playing Fortnite like it's like there's no end, bro.
you guys are
Like
nerds. I love it.
we've actually been we've been playing ranked, like we've been trying to get me and wife literally have been getting duo wins, like it's our freaking job,
You're in
dude.
the golden era of your
We
marriage
are
right
we
now.
I'm like, and I'm sitting here like getting interested in like competitive Fortnite again as well too, like watching the pro players and stuff play. I'm like, dude, is it like what
That's
year it
funny.
was? I don't even know what year that was. Like 2018 maybe. Like holy
That's
shit,
funny.
it's so weird. Like going back in time and thinking like I was interested in this a long time ago and it's still just as good as it is now. So I've been playing a lot of that and Destiny on the weekends, playing Trials with some friends and all that stuff. I haven't really been too much into the season because it's just been another season type deal. So,
Yeah. Yeah, it's been
but
just a season. Same. I'm in this last, like, this month's been crazy because I've barely done any gaming related stuff.
yeah,
Been doing a 30, it's not 30 days, a 31-day challenge where I make a video every single day this month, and I've done it every day this month. I'm gonna film the last one tonight for tomorrow, and it was a cool experience creatively. I know this isn't like a creative podcast. This is a Destiny podcast, but if you're wondering what I've been doing, I've been making videos on all my accounts, and it's been very fun and it's been a nice creative outlet because this year I'm trying to fall back in love with the act of creating things, which
that's good.
happened to me because I just made a lot of stuff for money. And then when you make stuff for money, it's like, well, where'd the creative edge go? So
Right, right.
yeah. But anyways, also, Joe, we have like a lot to talk about today.
There is,
Now
there
we
is,
didn't have a
there's
lot. Now we randomly do because Joe
literally
Blackbird. into the
postponing this
story.
week's episode has been like one of the best things that's happened to us
Yeah, there's a lot of
because there
stuff to
hasn't
talk
been
about.
much until now. So, but we got a lot to talk about. We have a great guest to talk about it with as well too.
Yes.
So I'm excited
Let's
to
get
see him.
we were gonna do like a bunch of guests for episode 50 and like we
That's
kind of
right.
just
Yeah.
we decided let's just get a banger guest on that we've had on before in person last time
That's
at
right.
GCX. Probably has the best smile on earth, one of the best attitudes in the
Can't agree.
world. Probably one of my favorite content creators that I have the pleasure of knowing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm gonna introduce him right now. Is the CBgray. What's up, bro?
Hello.
There he
What's
is.
good? Hey guys.
Welcome, bro. Welcome back to the podcast.
Oh man, thank you for having me back. I mean, it's been a long time since GCX, and then even a longer time from the last time we did this all from
That's
our
right,
own
dude. So much has happened since
places.
then.
Because I don't even remember. I was trying to think back, even before GCX. When was the time we did our episode before then? How
Dude,
long ago was that?
was it was Destiny Nerds. So it
Yeah, we
had
were
to
still we were still the Destiny nerds. You'd have
I
to go back
know, but I
to
was trying
I
to
can look
remember. Was that 2020? Was that during
2
COVID?
years ago.
Or was
no way. It
2020?
was 2020. No,
It
I
was
wasn't in this
2021.
house. I wasn't in this house. I
it
know it was
was
2021 at the
2021.
latest. Okay, 2021. Because I knew
21
I was
August.
Okay.
I was still in software development. I still wasn't in Texas. I remember that part at least.
Yeah, you had a TV console behind you and a big old leather couch. I can see it in
And
the
I
shot
still
here.
have a big, and I still have a big TV behind me. Some things never change. That was one of the
Oh,
first
yeah.
things I got when I got to Texas. I went on Craigslist and I found the new 10,000-pound CRT.
Let's go.
Love
Is
it.
that what that
Yeah.
is? Is that one of them big fat ones?
Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
heck
I
yeah.
broke my back getting it up here.
That's on brand for you. That's my favorite
Oh,
thing.
I'm just a retro oldie.
I love it. Well, so tell us what's up, bro. What have you been up to? We did just hear that you went to Hawaii. Is that right?
I did. I was taking like a winter break. I spent 3 weeks in Virginia first at home with my family, just taking like almost just, a holiday detox, just staying away from almost everything. Destiny related, content related, honestly everything related. That wasn't really family. So I did that for about 3 weeks, and then I went straight from there to Hawaii, as you mentioned.
Wow.
I went to PopCon, which is a Pokemon convention that's in Honolulu, and basically just spent the whole time just nerding out over Pokemon cards, Pokemon games, every other retro thing you can think of, art, getting Pokemon cards signed by the original artist Arita, and meeting voice actors like Toph from Avatar, and jet skiing and parasailing and stuff like that. Like, so it was a good time. I mean, I definitely fortunate to have been able to go. It was cool.
That sounds amazing. Like heaven, because I love
Pokemon in
Pokemon.
Hawaii, dude. Like that's a great combination.
Hey,
I feel like
what
that's
else
what
you need? Those two and then
exactly.
seafood. That was the other thing too, and then a whole lot of seafood, poke, and everything else you can think of. So it was all I needed personally for me to be content.
And some Baja Blast, right? I'm just kidding.
Oh, we actually did do one late night Taco Bell night. That did happen.
Okay, good.
Because they're
Oh, you have to.
Taco
It's
Bell's
part of your
24 hours.
brand.
Honolulu, I think it's 24 hours, one of them, and I DoorDashed like maybe like 3 or 4 a.m.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Did you
that's-
go with
that's-
homies or
Lord.
family or by yourself or?
I went with Evan and Sweat. So
Oh,
this has now
nice.
been like, I guess like I don't know, does 2 years make something a tradition now? I don't know if it's technically
Yeah,
a
it's a
tradition.
tradition.
Yeah,
I
we
think
went
1 year
last
is
year.
The start of one, at least.
Yeah. Last year was the first year of the con, and then this was the second year. So I mean, we're planning on going again next year. So I would say at this point, it's like kind of our winter tradition post New Year's.
Dude, it's a nice thing to do too, because it's I think is it cold where you're at right now?
Actually, believe it or not, it was almost 80 degrees today in Texas.
Oh, you're in
Ugh.
Texas. Duh, never mind. I
And
couldn't
it felt
remember.
fantastic today. It
It's
was a great
freaking
day.
both actually, never mind. I don't feel bad for either of you because dude, it was like my energy bill last month was $450 because it was like 1
Jesus.
degree for like days.
Okay,
and days and
well,
days.
let me give you something to balance it out. Maybe you will feel bad. Maybe you'll still just be like, "I'll forget you." Either way, it's fine. No hard feelings. But we actually did have a Texas freeze where it was in the low teens. We ran all our faucets, dripped everything like we're supposed to because Texas can't handle anything. Last year we lost all our trees in the backyard because they just all started falling when it freezed and rained.
Oh my gosh.
This year we had a pipe burst and it did flood our kitchen.
Oh no, I feel bad for you. That's the worst.
So that was
we do, yeah.
like 15-degree weather, like nothing too crazy. I've had colder in Virginia, but we dripped every faucet and we still had a pipe burst close to the kitchen in our dining room, and it flooded the kitchen, and it was
That's the
a
worst.
time. It was a time. And that was
Holy.
once we
Bro,
got back from Hawaii. That was after we got back from
I
Hawaii.
swear it's always
Oh,
Texas that I
no.
hear can't handle weather, bro. That
Mm-mm.
remember when it rained
No,
a bunch and it just
it's true.
flooded the whole like
It's,
entire state?
it's true. That's part of what it is. And last winter, it just rained and it happened to be 30 degrees. All of the rain froze on the trees, and then every tree in our backyard fell.
That's
Oh
crazy.
my
Yeah,
God.
welcome to Texas. Everything else is great.
Dude,
Like,
I'll
it's
stay in
cheap
Florida then, I
here,
guess.
but if it rains, we're done for.
Yeah. So it's 77, yes, but we do still have 2 holes in our wall where they fixed our pipes.
Okay,
So
good.
yeah, that maybe that balances out a little bit.
There you go. Well, what else is I know last time was in Florida. What's been up since then? Content wise, life wise, anything new?
Yeah, you've done a lot.
Since Florida, because that was August, right?
August.
Since then it's just been kind of a continuation of kind of like I would say the new direction that I've kind of been going with my channel, with kind of these like more kind of crazy long, like just really like kind of almost like just crackhead style challenges where I'm up for however many days
You're like
straight doing
Mr.
crazy
Beast, bro.
doing crazy challenges where I'm staying up for long periods of time to make kind of I like to say like more high quality like long form content style challenges has kind of been the direction I've been kind of taking the channel as of late. Like last year I really tried to put an effort on trying to reinvent my channel in terms of finding my long form identity. I think I've always had a short form identity on my YouTube channel, but like last year was really like coming into own on my long form side of things. So it was like a lot of emphasis on that on the Twitch and on the YouTube side. So that was kind of like a readjustment of how I do content, because it was very much, I'm always used to posting every single day, kind of like you talked about. I mean, I've done, months and months of short straight every single day to now, okay, let me do a big stream and then let me take sometimes up to a month to edit a video. It's a very different way of kind of going about things. That's been the main thing, at least like content wise. I'd say other than that, it's been a lot of taking time to hang out with Evan and Sweat, here at the house, like just, enjoying each other's company, as long as, we are here together. I definitely want to make sure we're not like, just working so hard that, we don't take time to, hang out and spend
Yeah.
time together. So we've done that. Yeah, other than that, it's just been kind of just grind.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the dynamic because we didn't talk about G6 because it was like a quick episode. We talked for 15 minutes, but
Yeah.
you had told us like after podcast on the last episode that the idea of you guys all moving together and like living at the same place. What's that been like? Like, has it been fun? Like,
It's been a lot of fun. Yeah. It's funny. Like the last video I posted was actually just basically just a montage of everything, like all the moments we've had the last 2 years. But it's been a ton of fun. It's been like a dream. It's been just like kind of just just living with your best friends, but not even just that, like living with very like-minded people, like where it allows you to be a lot more creative. It allows for you to think of ideas that you never would have thought of, to have people that you can kind of push you to be better. You see other people working really hard in the house, then you want to work really hard. People might see me working really hard, maybe they want to, then maybe that might make them want to work really hard. And it's sometimes I feel like content creation, especially at first, can get kind of lonely. In terms of like not feeling like you can reach out to people, or not having somebody to bounce ideas off of, or people you can grow with, or whatever that case may be. So like
Feeling
in
like you're
terms of
almost
like
bothering people too.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. Like there's a fine line between like asking for advice, or feeling like, oh, you're trying to like bite somebody's like like lane, or like whatever, all these things that shouldn't really even matter in the first place. But it's just an unfortunate, I guess, stigma. But yeah, overall it's great. I mean, we spend time together at nights, and we'll just sometimes go late night Taco Bell trips and just watch Mario 64 on the couch, or hang out at the pool, or just jump into each other's streams, or or do whatever. It's been really cool. It's been probably one of the best decisions I've ever made. We just had our 2-year anniversary of buying the house in December. So I don't know where the
awesome.
time's gone, but yeah,
That's crazy. I feel like it was not that long ago that we
Yeah.
were sitting here talking, and it's cool to see you now because you look and sound about 50 times more happy and healthier mentally than the last
Oh, yeah.
time
Yeah. Yeah,
2
I mean,
years
I
ago or
was
whatever.
putting in some crazy hours then. Yeah, that was almost 3 years ago. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That was 2021, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah, geez,
yeah,
3
because I
years
ended up
ago. What
quitting
the
in
heck?
2022. So yeah, I was definitely I mean, it was, as you know, I mean, I was some hours were being put in
Yeah.
then. So yeah, like things I've definitely found a better balance, even though I've done a lot of these long challenges. Like I told you, like after those are done, I spend a lot of time, honestly, just taking time for myself
Yeah.
or
Good.
sleeping more,
Sleeping,
or,
like
or
going to bed.
yeah, going to bed, or yeah, like human things, eating, working out, stuff like that. So yeah. It's been good.
Uh,
It's been good.
let me, since you're here and we have the inside scoop, tell us what it's like to live with Sweat Sickle. Is it weird or is it normal?
Well, Sweats. I mean, I don't know if everybody kind of knows like the background of me and Sweat, but me and Sweat have been friends since 2018. It's been a long
Okay.
time. I mean,
I didn't
like
know that.
so, yeah. Like we found each other because we both streamed on YouTube. A lot of people don't even know that Sweat used to stream on YouTube,
I
but
did not know that. Wow.
he was a YouTube streamer in 2017. So I used to see him around, and we see each other around. And he popped into my YouTube stream at the beginning of 2018. This is Warmind era.
Yeah, it's a
Warmind. He
long
popped
time
in my
ago,
stream.
bro.
We were both doing something similar. We were both curious, and as back then the Whisper of the Worms catalyst was in the database. We didn't know what it was, and there wasn't the same, I guess, level of leaks that there are now. So like everybody kind of thought that Black Spindle was coming back, but we didn't really know. So there was a lot of like searching to try to figure out where it was. This was kind of in the era where Fortnite was kind of taking over, so there wasn't as many other people playing the game. This was kind of like a smaller scale story. It's not like this is widely remembered, but there was like a big hunt for it, and that kind of brought us together, and we were both kind of hunting for it. And we kind of stayed in contact after that, and talked all summer, kind of because he was kind of at the stage where he kind of wanted to drop out of school. I kind of wanted to get to eventually a point where I could leave my job, possibly, and focus. We both just wanted to be able to focus on what we loved, and
Yeah.
then things kind of snowballed. He gets his world's first, one thing becomes another, and we just kind of keep talking through everything, and then we met in person and 2019 at GCX. Speaking of GCX, that was when we met in person, was 2019 at GCX. We got even closer. Then I actually ended up visiting him during COVID. Most people don't even know it, but yeah, I went to his house during COVID in North Dakota, middle of COVID, and just hung out there for like a week. And
That's
when
awesome.
kind of like house talks kind of started, because I was already like,
Yeah.
I'm almost, at that point I think I was like 27 or something maybe. I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about buying a house at some point. Like, what are you thinking about doing when you're out of North Dakota? And everything kind of became one thing became another. Obviously, eventually Evan got involved too, and we ended up buying a house with the three of us. But to backtrack to your question, I mean, at least with me, Sweat's just, it's like living with
He's
one of
been
your
your
best
friend
friends.
forever. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
he's been
I
my
didn't realize
friend
that.
for 6 years. So it's not like, I mean, some people are like, oh, is it weird? Is it like you're living with the youth? Like, like, is it, you guys only just talk about Destiny? Is he just screaming every 2 seconds? Is it this? Is it that? Or is it no? It's like, honestly, like we don't. I try to tell people, at least my community, like we don't really live in a streamer house. We just live in a home. It's
Yeah.
very
Right.
much just a home.
Y'all
Like
were
there's
friends before
yeah,
you
yeah,
guys, ever
yeah.
did that. So that's
Yeah,
awesome.
so and we were friends when at that era, just to put in perspective, like not that size like is the only thing that matters or anything, but I think that he might have been at maybe like 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I think I was at 2,000.
Yeah.
And so his channel is as what is that? Is that a 50x since then? And mine like a
Shit.
25x, or
Yeah.
no, 2,000 would be even more than that. I don't even know what it is. So we were very much at the beginning of our, I guess, quote unquote careers. And
Yeah.
so it was a very different dynamic. It's not like we became friends like when we were established. So it just wasn't like that.
Yeah, that also does add a different kind of friendship too, because
Oh,
it's like
Yeah.
that. It's like that thing where it's like we were friends before. Not like I'm not. It's like before you guys got real big. You
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
friends, so you just know that you're actually friends. It's not like you're just
Right.
trying to
Yeah,
be
that's my
friends to
brother.
like
Yeah,
get
that's my
stuff.
brother. That's not a content friend.
Exactly.
That's not
I
because
love that.
we weren't there yet. And
Yeah.
this is before Last Wish World's first. This is before any of the big stuff happened for any of us.
Mhm.
Like, it was different. So yeah, that's why, like, yeah, I mean, we'll be friends forever. I mean, that's my brother.
I love that, bro. I'm so
Yeah.
happy for you. Like
Thanks.
it's so cool to see what's going on with you guys. And we're not halfway through this, but if you're listening, you get to have a
Damn, it's a 40-minute podcast.
yeah, we're about done.
I was
No,
like, man, let me check my watch. I guess I talked you guys out here.
bro, I don't know why I
Like,
said
holy
that.
cow. I was like,
I
okay,
just
well,
wanted I want
you're already tired of me, I guess.
Oh,
So,
dang. Bro, we waited 3 months for this.
nah, bro, I'm telling you. I was just saying if you're watching right now still, I'm just gonna say who the guest is for the next episode because it's right. Can I say it or do you want it to be a secret?
You say it if you want to.
You
Well,
brought it up.
it
We're
just
at this
makes
point.
sense because we have
we're-
CB here.
we're-
Evan is our
We're,
guest
we're,
next
we're,
week.
we're
nice.
traveling through your hallways for
There
next
we go.
for next
Okay,
week.
cool. Nice.
We're just gonna interview each of you separately.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and ask your
And-
stories.
We might even try to get Sweat on here. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he does podcast or not, but we'll do our best.
I don't
Hey,
know
put a good
either.
word in for us.
Yeah, I'll do my best. Yeah, I'll do my
There you go.
best.
Awesome.
Yeah, but
All
no,
right.
yeah, I love Evan too. Same deal with Evan too. Like an
Absolutely.
amazing guest to have, and I know that that'll be a great episode too.
For sure, for
Yeah, we
sure.
love
I
Evan.
feel like
That
you
dude's
guys are so
awesome.
similar in the way that you guys, one, carry yourselves, two, how you guys have come up. You guys have all put in, long hours while you guys all had like full-time jobs and stuff, and then taken that leap of faith of going out and into the great beyond of content
Yeah,
creation, leaving a stable income, leaving your home, where you had family and traveling to a big city. It's just so cool to see like three similar people come together and just what y'all can do as a group of three and as individuals whenever you guys are inspired by each other. It's
yeah,
awesome to see because me and Luke have been witnessing it. So
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, what you guys are doing, I mean, I think it's very similar. I mean, just coming together and having like, some friends that you really, really care for and that have similar interests. I think that's the best way to really like, keep each other on it and grow. And, I mean, obviously there's gonna be times where you're not feeling up to, continuing the grind. And
oh
I'm sure
yeah,
you guys push
absolutely.
each other and really that's I think the best way to do it. Not saying you can't alone, but like I think
Sure.
that there is like a beauty in like having some like-minded friends that you really really
Oh, for
care
sure.
for.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, me and
Yeah. And
Luke,
that's
we do this podcast because we're
Right.
like-minded people and stuff like that. So and
yeah.
we're constantly texting each other ideas and hey, we should
Yeah.
tweet
We
out
do talk a
this,
lot, bro. And we're just
Yeah.
so
friends. We're homies.
Yeah.
Like Maddox is my brother. Like I filmed this
Yeah.
man's wedding.
We'll FaceTime each other. One of us might be intoxicated. It's most likely going to be me.
If
So
if Maddox is intoxicated, I will be getting FaceTimed at like 2 in the morning.
Uh,
Like
oh
yeah, he's at
every
man.
the top of the
time.
list. I got to get my brother in there. I got
I'm
to
like
FaceTime my
I'm like, all
mom.
right, I know that I'm important because he's thinking of people
There you
to
go.
hit up when he's
And
Right.
you were on that
Right.
list. Yeah. That's cool. No,
Oh
I'm glad to
man.
hear that.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
let's do this. Let's talk about this video game that we all like. Well,
Yeah.
we all love.
Yeah.
We all feel things about.
Real quick I mean, this is about the video game, of course, but I want you to kind of dive a little bit more into because you just briefly touched on your events that you've been doing, that long form
Yeah,
content.
yeah.
Yeah.
What are the things that me and you briefly talked about this at GCX because you had either done something or you planned on doing something. I couldn't remember if you had
Yeah.
already finished one of them or not.
Yeah,
But
I
what are
just
all the
finished
things that you've
when
done?
we had talked. So, what I did, I mean, and just like to backtrack, 'cause I'm assuming you're talking mainly about like the collecting every exotic
Yeah.
challenge. Yeah. So, that's crazy because that video idea for me actually spawned in Hawaii the year before. So
Oh
funny enough,
wow.
I was in a super Pokemon mood, which is very normal for me. I'm a big Pokemon guy. I'm a big retro guy in general. Like we talked about the TV. So really, if I'm not playing Destiny, I'm playing things like Mario 64. I'm playing Pokemon right now. I actually just bought a
You play all that
Pokemon.
music on
Yeah,
Wait,
on your
you
all
still
I do
have
is
your
too.
Game Boy Advance on your desk right now?
I have it behind me. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
I feel like last time he was here, he like just pulled a Game Boy Advance like up like it was nothing and
Was
was
it
just
like a S?
playing.
Wait, was it SP? Wasn't it? Or no?
No,
Yeah.
well, there's a Game Boy Color right there, baby, and it's
That's hilarious.
oh, let's go. Oh, that's
Man's about to go
freaking
beat
awesome.
freaking Brock, bro.
Yeah, so it's right there. So yeah, it's like a big thing for me. I'm a big Pokemon head. I'm a big retro person, and so I was sitting in Hawaii. I'm always watching a lot of Pokemon content on YouTube, and I was watching a creator named John Stone, and he collected every single Pokemon in one stream, and it was insane. Almost 900 Pokemon.
Oh
Took him 11
my
days straight.
god.
And he did this massive subathon for it, made this amazing video, probably one of the best videos I watched on YouTube. Like big shout out to John Stone, like insane video. Like, and I don't even want to pretend like, oh, I just got this $1 million idea out of nowhere. No, I was sitting in Hawaii, I was sitting on the balcony, I was watching this video, I was like, this is a masterpiece. And then I sat there and I was like, man, I wish we had this in Destiny. Like I literally sat there and had that thought. I was just like, man, like exotics, they don't feel the way they used to, like as much. Like they're a lot easier to get, like like the day-to-day of getting exotics just hasn't been as fun for me. And I was like, I need something to reinvent that excitement for exotics, the way that I'm seeing this excitement catching every Pokemon in this dude's Pokedex. And it was insane. Like I said, like this was like no exaggeration. It was just like it was one of the best videos I've seen on YouTube. So I started thinking, and I started kind of crafting up an idea of how I could possibly get around some of the limitations of Destiny to maybe do something similar, because obviously there were a lot of things to think about, like, okay, if RNG exotics go wrong, what do I do? Like if I'm on one account, or if there's so many exotic cipher exotics, how do I get 40 plus exotics that used to be quests, but Bungie took them all out and put them in the DCV, and now they're all exotic ciphers that you only get once a week. And this would take me 40 weeks if I wanted to do this. Obviously I can't do it, but then like I kind of like had this light bulb moment where I was like watching him, and he was collecting all the Pokemon on different games, like Sapphire, Gold, whatever the case may be. It wasn't Gold, but Ruby, Diamond, Platinum, whatever it was. And I was like, oh, he's using multiple versions. And I was like, oh, maybe I can use multiple accounts. And then that got around everything. And then once that happened, the idea started snowballing. And next thing you know, I was crafting out a whole basically map of everything to collect every single of the 222 exotics to make it happen. So I started crafting that idea. And then I was like, okay, we're going to do a giant subathon. I've never done a subathon before. I don't know if it's going to work. This is a whole new idea. I don't know if people are going to think it's dumb. I don't know if people are going to be like, oh, is this guy just bored? Okay, we're at this time of the year again with Destiny. There's no content. He's just out of ideas. This is dumb. Why are you wasting your time? I was really nervous about the idea because I thought, it's not anything we've done on this side of things with Destiny before.
I don't think anybody's ever done that before.
Our challenges in Destiny are usually very much like we're gonna kill things in a certain amount of time, or with a certain amount of people, or with certain weapons. Like that's usually where Destiny is, and all those challenges are great. But I was like, is anybody going to actually care about me collecting things? Like that's a side we haven't really touched on. So I was scared. I was very scared. So I dove into the subathon knowing that it was going to take most likely weeks, and that I wasn't sure if it even would be anything people would care about. But I just was so grateful, like with the overwhelming support on that stream. Like that was probably the best 16 days of my life, at least in terms of my stream career. So we started April, at the end of April. It took 16 days, but we were able to collect all 222 of the obtainable exotics that were in the game. It took 11 accounts, but we were able to do it. And it's one of the things I'm most proud of in terms of that stream. And then one thing led to another, and I put out the video. I never put out a video even longer than really 20 minutes before it. And so this was an hour-and-a-half video that I put out. And I'm blessed, like with all the support that everybody showed on the stream. Like that video is actually able to be sponsored by Bungie too, which was really cool. They actually ended up sponsoring that video.
That's wild, dude.
Which really was like humbling as well. Like, to work with, the game company, you've been playing for, almost a decade. So it was really cool. So once again, though, put out that video was a super gamble. Wasn't sure if it would be adopted, and people would actually care on the video side. Like I was like, great, the stream was a success, but will people want this, ingest this in a 90-minute burst of that's not quite the normal 30-second video I'm used to posting. But it's been the best performing video I've ever put on the channel. I think it's approaching 500,000 views in 6 months, and I've just been so grateful that not only did I have an idea that I really was passionate about and that I wanted to try, but that people actually got behind it, and that on the first try. And that's something that I feel like is very rare. Normally experimenting, comes with a lot of failing and a lot of having to try a lot of times to see it work. But I'm blessed that it caught on that first try, and I'm grateful how that video and the stream went, and I've been carrying that on with challenges since then, like trying to collect like raid exotics and dungeon exotics within 24 hours. I just recently, before Christmas, collected all the free exotics in one stream. It took 9 days. That was 99 exotics.
Dude, I went in your stream on one of those days, and you looked like a zombie. You were like,
it's tough. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, it takes a lot of willpower because I didn't want it to take too long. Like my goal for at least the all exotic challenge was to try to keep it in under 15 days. It ended up taking 16, but I was close. But the final 3 days I didn't sleep.
That's when I watched you. It was those 3 days.
I didn't sleep for over 70 hours. The end. I was up for.
How did you feel? Like, what does your body feel like when it's been like hour 60 of just nothing? Did you just were you run on adrenaline? Like, how does that work? I never stayed up that long.
It's all adrenaline at that point. You're exactly right. So what normally happens in those, like, full transparency, you'll go until about maybe like there's always a point in time where it hits you hard. And usually that for me is within like, I would say the 18 to maybe 22 hour mark, and you get really tired. But
Oh, yeah.
then after that, believe it or not, I never get tired again. If you can get past the one, like I would say it's like almost like, think about like a damage check in a raid. If you get past that one sleep check, then there's you never, like, you're good until you're done. And that was how that works. So what I was doing is the first 2.5 days I didn't sleep. Then after that I slept every other day, and then I didn't sleep the last 3 days. That was how
So
that
What was
went.
like the one like bitch of an exotic for you to get, or like one, or what was
Yeah,
your last
yeah.
one that you like?
Yeah. So the last one I get was from, it was Collective Obligation from Valve the Disciple.
Oh,
But
wow.
that only ended up taking 4 tries, ironically. But the ones that were the hardest were Heart Shadow took 49 tries, which took forever. I ended up having to get on way too many more accounts than I want to remember to get Heart Shadow. The Fighting Lion ended up being one of the toughest exotics to get to, because it's interesting, until you actually sit down and collect all of those exotics, you don't realize what some of the most difficult challenges you're going to face until you actually just do it.
Right.
And what I realized then, especially before they've added all these ways now for engrams to drop from, if you do 3 strikes, or if you do a 6 strikes, and you get another engram, and then you get another one for 9 engrams, and all of these different ways that you can get exotic engrams to drop on all your characters, it was extremely hard to get exotic random drop weapons. So I didn't anticipate that until the end, when I was like, how am I going to get all these weapons? I can't get any exotic more engrams to drop. Like I've tapped out season passes on multiple accounts, and like I'm just like, I don't know what to do. And I ended up getting this random drop in Gambit that just happened to be Fighting Lion, and it just like, and Bat Luck Protection didn't help me because I had exotics across multiple accounts. So it was just this huge moment, and it saved everything, because I thought, I was gonna be there forever. So Fighting Lion was the toughest. Easiest, funny enough, one was I did a hot tub stream during it for a sub incentive, and I got conditional finality on my first try in the hot
Wow.
tub.
Oh, nice.
hot
That was
tub.
kind of
That's
that was kind of
perfect.
funny on the flip side.
I love that.
But yeah. So it was interesting, because until I did that challenge, I didn't realize that I didn't know a lot about the game. That you don't realize how much you don't know until you go back and do it all again, because
that's
we've
true.
just gotten so far that now, like, we don't really need to know every single tiny thing about how some of the things are working, like on the more beginner side of the game,
Yeah.
because we're just so far that we never have to be beginners again. But going
Makes
through it
sense.
again, it's honestly really eye-opening how much I didn't know,
Yeah.
even though I
That's
went through all of it.
just years and years of content in 16 days. That's
Yeah.
insane. When you went to sleep after those 3 days, like how long did you sleep? Like how long did it take you to get caught back up?
So people ask this all the time, and it's funny because they said, I'm sure you just died right after the subathon ended. And I get that all the time. Anytime I do those challenges, I bet you're just going to pass out and sleep forever. I never can sleep after a challenge is done,
Yeah.
ever.
Is
And
that
so there's,
I believe that, because I've done a couple 24-hour streams, and like I don't go like straight to bed, because like they
yeah,
would end at like 1 in the afternoon or something like that. I'm
right.
like, what am I gonna go to bed at 1 in the afternoon?
Right.
Like, no.
And so that's definitely part of it. The second big part though too is like, after I feel like I reach a state of like being live for like over, let's call it like 3 days, it's weird to turn off your brain from being live. It's almost like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you end up in this, your brain changes modes where you're in streamer mode, and it's honestly hard to get out of it even when the stream's done. So it like took me a while just to like get used to not being live, or get used to, like, let's say I go downstairs to just go make a meal and not having to be like, oh, is the stream okay, or like, or it's like it's this constant state of, I know that the stream is live, and I always checking it and making sure things are good. And it's something that I can't explain unless you just did it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
I get you.
Yeah,
I understand. That
yeah,
makes
yeah.
perfect sense.
Bro, you're just like downstairs making eggs. Like, yo, chat, you see these eggs? Oh wait, no.
Wait,
Yeah. Yeah,
wait,
exactly.
they're not here with me. Wait.
Exactly.
No one's in this room with me.
This
Yeah.
all worked so well for you too, because I mean, I know you said you have to fail sometimes in new ideas, but at the same time, like this is like one of those things that it's why Mr. Beast is so successful. He does stuff that like people think about but would never be willing to try, but they want to
Mhm.
watch it because it's
Right,
something
right.
that's super interesting.
Yeah.
Like that's so interesting to me that there's that many exotics. I would never in a million years go and spend 16 days in all these accounts doing that, but I can watch you do it and it'll be entertaining. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I
Yeah,
can
yeah,
relive
yeah.
that. So that, and then doing that with all your other challenges is just, it's brilliant. Like it's such a good
Thank you.
idea.
I
You're like the
appreciate
Mr.
it.
Beast of Destiny challenge videos.
Thank you. I'm trying, and what I recommend people do is, at least for me, is like the best way to get creatively inspired is just to look elsewhere. As the
Oh yeah.
best thing. Like, and
See what you can
I've been
incorporate from
so
what they're doing in other
transparent. Yep.
games. Yeah.
Yeah. I've never, anytime anybody's ever asked, even in today's podcast, it's like, oh, how did it come to be? The first person I'm talking about is Johnstone, because it was like I was super inspired by. But what started off with, man, I want to do something that's different in Destiny, but it feels like everything's been done, and it will feel like that until you kind of go elsewhere. Like that's exactly how I felt. I was like, every niche has been tapped into. Everything that can be done in Destiny has been done. That's what my mindset was at the end of 2022. That's kind of how I felt. I was like, I don't really know where to go within Destiny with kind of the tools we've been given and the way the game is going. But the second I kind of took kind of a step back, it's interesting how much more there really is to try in this game, in any game, in my opinion, just when you kind of take a step back.
Yeah. It's creative. That's why creativity is cool. It can blossom into anything, bro.
Right.
Like anything.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. Another thing I've seen is like people do like Nuzlocks. Like our buddy Walzer did a Nuzlock, and that comes from Pokemon as well too. Like
Yeah. Yep.
and starting a new character and taking only being able to use the loot that you get, and if you
Yep.
die, you start over. Like it's just wild. Like some of the stuff that people have been able to bring into in this space that's so popular elsewhere. And I think you achieved that as well too, what you did. So
Thank you. Appreciate it.
of course. Dude, that's awesome. I'm so happy that just like it turned out so well for you, and I'm sure you have many more many more like
Yeah.
ideas that are just
Destiny 1.
flowing in your head right now.
Destiny 1's coming.
Oh,
And it's
let's go. You're gonna
I'm
do it in
hit
Destiny 1?
It's happening at the end of February.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
probably
I'm
gonna
hyped
take
for that, bro. That's gonna feel
that one's
even
gonna take over a
fun.
month. Like,
Yeah.
no doubt. Like, there's no doubt in my
Oh, I'm
mind that
sure.
doesn't take minimum 40 plus days.
That's gonna be
It's Destiny 1.
man.
It's gonna be
Hey, but you'll enjoy it, man. Oh my God, Destiny 1, going back and playing that all over again. Hey, what console?
I'm gonna do both, because I'm gonna have to once
I'm on
again
PS4,
tap into
baby.
both.
I
Yeah,
am there.
yeah.
Let
I'm
us know
gonna
if you
do
need
both.
our accounts. We got you.
Yeah, that too.
Well, not trying to get banned in the middle of it, but yeah. I'm gonna go as hard as I can, and my goal is to be done in 2 months. As crazy
Well,
as that is, like
hopefully you
I
achieve that
really
much
think
sooner.
it's gonna be 10 times harder at least than D2, as we all know, because we were all
Well,
there. We know how
especially
much
if you're gonna
harder
have
it
to do
was.
some matchmaking stuff, man. That's gonna be
Mhm.
Yeah, I
tough.
don't even
It's gonna be brutal. It's gonna be brutal.
know where to start when I start to think about even what exotics come from what in Destiny
I
1.
have majority of it spreadsheeted. We had to do a
Okay.
lot of research, and at least the plan right now, tentatively, I haven't announced it officially, but I mean, I'll talk about it here. Is
Let's go.
Final Shape's original launch date was going to be February 27th before it was pushed to June. So I kind of just want to just slot myself in what we originally kind of were going to be doing. So I got to get a few things confirmed before then, so it's not official, but like that's where I'm thinking that's going to be.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, I mean, we're looking forward to it. I'm sure so are many other people as well too in your community.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit more recent things that's been going on, because like we said earlier, there hasn't been much that's been going on with Destiny until literally today.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is that I mean, even after the first reschedule, then I rescheduled, so it was like a double reschedule to get to this point.
Luke was
and then
sick.
even pushing an
You
hour
were
back
out, and
for
I was like,
news
dude,
to come
okay,
too. Yeah, like
we're
a
here
lot had
now,
to
so
happen for this to happen the way it did, but I mean, it clearly is how it was supposed to.
I think that's the case. I want to show for those that are watching, we're gonna go over. So there's been big news about the current game director of Joe Blackburn, known as Joe Garoth. A lot of people know him by his handle. Is going to be leaving Bungie as the game director. So I'm just gonna pull it up for those that are watching here with us, just so we can kind of scroll through it together as well too. This might work out, maybe not. I'm not sure. But he's just talking about Final Shape. He gives us some updates. Let me see if I can
I love that he just pops into his thread of tweets that randomly he's
Yeah,
quitting.
hey, I'm leaving, by the way. But he's just talking about what's happening in the Final Shape and what to expect, and then talking about also serve as a moment to pass the torch as Destiny 2's game director to the next era of leadership as I head on to new adventure outside the walls of Bungie. As we hit the end to end next month, that's what they were calling like what section of like they're going into when it comes to planning. Tyson Green, which is a name I've heard before. I couldn't really in my head think about who he was, but I've heard the name before, like just in the space. Will take the reins as Destiny 2 game director. If you've followed Bungie for the length of time, you've heard his name. He's from Halo PvP to the
Halo
creation of
3.
exotic weapons in Destiny 1. Oh, Halo 3? Is it Halo 3?
That's what I thought. So I saw someone say
Maybe so, but you
on
think
Twitter.
about what Bungie used to do with Halo PvP, and then he
Forge.
created exotic weapons, like the OG, like defining weapons of Destiny. That like to me just has to be exciting, you know? Like how is that not like a just piece of information that doesn't just like get you hyped up for? And it sucks. Don't get me wrong. Like Joe Groth has done enough and has done a lot for this for what he's done as a game director. Seeing his face on like Witch Queen reveals, on the Bungie Twitch and stuff like that, and just associating his face with good news, hopefully, So, I'm excited. What were your first thoughts? I guess we'll and talk about that. Just seeing that tweet for the first time.
Me first.
Yeah, go
Sure.
for it.
I'm mixed, to be honest, on it, because like I'm happy for his next endeavors. I like Joe a lot. I mean, for those that don't know, I mean, Joe was a part of some of the best pieces of content that I think I've come into this game. I mean, Last Wish being one of those. There's a lot of things that he had his hands on directly that I think really led to, like, I think some of the golden ages of D2 that we look back at pretty fondly. I think he was a big piece of that. I think a lot of people would agree with that. So like first off is like sad, obviously, that we're gonna lose
Sure.
such a
Yeah.
big piece of some of those like really, like beloved pieces of, or eras of the game that we love. Um, happy to see, his next endeavor. Happy to see that, whoever's taken, excuse me, that our next game director obviously has that deep involvement and isn't somebody just new that they just brought in that has no
Yeah. Yeah. That's
affiliation.
huge. It's huge.
So that both those parts are like, I think those are that's good. Excited for his endeavor. Also excited to see, what our new director can do. But I think the timing's interesting. I feel like everybody's been so
Weird.
kind of unnerved right now, and we're very on edge on how Final Shape's going to be. Bungie's been super silent. We're all kind of scared, and then
True.
it's like, okay, now we're also losing like the person who's been steering the ship. So it's like, so I know there's gonna be a lot of people that are actually I think is just going to lead to people being maybe even more hesitant on Final Shape, personally. And so I mean if he felt like it was the right time to announce his passing of the torch, then it's the right time. But like I do think there's gonna be people that are probably gonna be put on edge by this as well.
I
My
can see it
opinion.
going both ways for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I immediately thought negative thoughts about this. I was like, oh, here we go. This is it. Because
I think it's
everyone
the
gets.
fall of
I'm
Destiny.
not kidding. Like, I don't want to be the negative Nancy here because I'm usually the most positive person. But like, I genuinely think we're gonna get Final Shape, and then either that's it,
It's
like Sony's like, we're not doing this anymore, or Final Shape's gonna suck. I don't know. Like,
no, I mean
it's
I think
not a
I
good
think that's
sign.
valid to be nervous is valid. That's what I was kind of touching on. I think it's
Yeah.
valid to feel that way, in my
Like,
opinion.
it stinks because he was great, and you're right. He was the one communicating with everyone, and I even made a point about this, like, which was more negative than positive about it being confusing that we were getting information relayed to us like via Twitter only and all that kind of stuff, which was confusing. Only confusing because Sony owns them, and it just seemed like from a PR standpoint, it just seems like. Anyways, that doesn't matter. I just saw it and I was like, what an awful, just like you, CB, it's an awful time for the game director to leave. Like right before the
We
end, like
we
this big
need to
ending
save
point.
everything right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool that there's this other guy coming in, but like I mean, it's not like he's gonna come in and just now Destiny's a PvP game. Everyone's gonna be happy kind of
Oh
deal.
Lord.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Right.
Careful.
and I don't know who that person is, so I have zero opinions on if they'll be good or not. I think Joe is a great communicator, and and did the things right. And I'm very interested to see what he's gonna do next, or if he decided to leave on his own. Like, this is all speculation. I'd love to know if like he decided to leave on his own, or if he got pushed out, or if there's something weird. Because I still think something weird is happening internally at Bungie. Obviously, we saw those layoffs, and like
I
there's
think
like
that's fair
been
to
like
say.
articles about Sony like taking some control and like putting some pressure here or there, and like there's just weird stuff going on in general. And this definitely adds to the weird stuff, in my opinion, going on. It's not a great look to see your game director dipping before even the release of the final shape.
Agreed.
I'm just looking at it as well too, because I thought I saw something in here talking about where he had something else lined up, but I could be wrong. To the next era of leadership as I head to on a new adventure outside the walls of Bungie. That could just be saying like I'm moving on type deal, or like
Yeah.
it could mean like
Oh, it
I
sounds
do
like
have
he's gonna
something
go.
lined up.
That sounds like he's going to work somewhere else.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's what
It
I was
does.
kind of
It
getting at.
does.
Yeah,
It
like he
does.
had like a better
I would agree.
opportunity or something with a different company. Who knows? But I kind of I'm now that I'm like thinking about it a little bit and like kind of getting the into some conversation. It almost does kind of seem like he's like escaping in a way, like he kind of maybe has his own opinions on how Destiny's gonna forego in the future, and he's like, now's a good time for me to jump ship type
I was
deal.
gonna say,
So
CB, do you have any inside scoop on this?
I have no inside scoop. I mean, the only thing I can say is, I mean, I was at the summit for Final Shape, and I mean, they would almost answer nothing about anything pertaining to Final Shape. I mean, he just kept assuring us that what they've been working on is going to be the best thing that's ever been dropped, and it's going to be on the level of things like Forsaken and Taken King, and they mentioned that multiple times. So I mean, but all we can do is
that's
take their word
big.
for it, because they've also said they're going to stay very tight-lipped on all of it. So it's one of those things where, unfortunately, as much as I want to, and all of us want to, believe all that, we kind of need to see with our eyes. And
Right.
unfortunately, right now and for now at least, right
Which
now,
we haven't, by the way.
right, yeah, which for
With the
now,
reveals and
unfortunately,
everything,
yeah,
like there hasn't been much for us
right,
to
you're exactly. And
engorge.
so,
So
unfortunately, right now, like we haven't seen a lot, and then the first Final Shape news we've gotten in quite a while, since honestly the news of the delay, unfortunately, is we're losing our captain of the ship. And that's why I said I completely would understand anybody that would be very unnerved, or very nervous, or even scared for the state of our game after hearing something like this, because it's just, why now in terms of the timing? Even if he is leaving, like telling us now is kind of, it's just interesting timing. Like I said, if he feels like it was right, then it was right. But like I do think that there's gonna be a lot of people that are very nervous with the future of our game, and I'm nervous as well. I mean,
Yeah.
because it's like we both have, and we've all have said, like we haven't seen anything yet, and so I mean, I want to believe his words and everybody's words as much as the next person, but at this point, I feel like we've all gotten to the point in this 10-year kind of journey we've all been on together, that at this point we kind of need to see with our own eyes. We're I think
exactly.
everybody's kind of past just the words, right?
Oh,
So
100%, 100%.
yeah.
I mean, I
Mhm.
think the greatest, like you were saying, that there's Taken King and Forsaken, predictions. Like that was some of the greatest times we had in this video game,
Yes, it
where
was.
people came in, people enjoyed it, people stayed. It built a foundation of what we have now. And I mean, if that's something that we're getting, buddy boy, I'm gonna
Mhm.
take some work
Oh,
off. That's all
yeah,
I'm
if
saying.
if
Like, you
if
know what
if
I'm
that's
saying?
what
Like,
we're getting, then it's on, but and
right,
that's
right,
the hope.
exactly.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that
yeah.
can spark another love for the game where we're at. But maybe it's too late. Maybe you didn't feed us enough of that, whenever we wanted it, and whenever it was needed. So
Yeah.
all right, she's
I,
playing
I,
Fortnite. My wife's playing Fortnite behind me, and she almost won her first solo just now.
oh,
I
that's
heard her.
amazing.
I heard her go, "Fuck."
She'll get the next
She's
one.
a real gamer now.
She is, dude. She's gaming back.
Yeah, dude. I'm just nothing but
I
not
saw that.
optimistic about this coming out, to be honest. Like I think the final shape's gonna be like I'm living in the world too, where like if the final shape's subpar, like I'm okay with it at this point. Like I would like to just see how the story ends, and then I'm cool with whatever's next. Like
Yeah,
if it's another, like I always say this, like I wish and hope that it's like another, like a new storyline in a new engine to game that's separate from this, like not even
Yeah.
called Destiny 3, just called Destiny, and it's like a new version of what Destiny is. Now that's all speculation. I wish that that was next, but like even if like I don't I had the Forsaken and I had the Taken King, and that was experiences I'll never forget and probably never get back in some ways because it was so unique. So if this doesn't do that for me, like I have my mind ready to like not be like let down by it. I'll be happy no matter what because I get to play new Destiny content. It'll be
Mhm.
fun. I'll get to see what the end is like.
Yeah.
I'm just not like very confident that it's gonna be like mind blowing to be honest, especially because if it's at the end, like why are you gonna give us? You're gonna give us the best thing of all time and then like have make us play episodes or whatever like they're called afterwards. I don't think they know what they're doing with those yet. Honestly, I think that was just a placeholder so that we'd shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, until we get a little bit more details on them, it's still kind of hard to distinguish even the difference between them and
Yeah,
seasons.
because it's only
Yeah.
like the first like season of episodes that we've seen so far. But
Yeah.
hey, we got a roadmap as well too. I'm a fan of roadmaps. All right,
Yeah.
they make me happy
Roadmap.
and they make me I mean, but at least it's something that we've seen with our eyes, like we said, of what to expect. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Excited as we always, and but also like you were saying, Luke, like it's gonna be, could just be the end, and that's just what we're with, and that's all right, I guess.
We got lots and lots of years of fun.
Yeah,
So like
absolutely.
let's
Yeah,
Shit.
we've had good times. We have had good times. I
I'm
think cautious optimism is probably, I mean, to somewhere just not too optimistic, but also not completely writing them off is where I think I am, and I'm just somewhere in the middle. I don't
yeah.
even know
Right.
where I am. I'm just kind of
I can,
swimming
I
until we
can,
get there.
I can sit there with you.
You're welcome.
I
I'm
like
just gonna
that.
play Destiny 1 to get all the exotics.
That's what I'm gonna do. There we go.
Just go, flawless all the raids or something. I don't know. Like, who knows?
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. Well, that wasn't the only thing that we actually had announced today, which is crazy. Again,
Yeah.
can't believe that we've had so much nothing until now. Destiny has actually released a new collab, and this specific collab I'll pull up on screen here as well too for our viewing pleasure. Those that are here at our live Twitch stream with us, and YouTube stream, we get a little teaser here of some armor. And it is a collab with Mass Effect. For those that don't know what Mass Effect is, another like intergalactic game that is world renowned. I think a lot of people know of if they haven't played it. I've never played it before, but I know of what Mass Effect is. But I was saying this before we started. This almost looks like a perfect collab in a way because you have two very similar games, intergalactic type things being put together, and this is like the armor that we have here on screen of just what's going to be brought to us, and it almost just looks just like Destiny armor in my opinion. Like I truly think that this is a perfect collab when it comes to like cosmetics and stuff. So, what were y'all's thoughts on just on that announcement of a collab? I mean, maybe you didn't really give a shit. Maybe you don't care. But what does that bring like excitement to just I know Luke doesn't care. That's why I said that.
So for me, and my community will know this for those that are here, I don't really touch the Eververse at all.
Okay.
Ever since the original promise of the Eververse bringing us more secret missions, and then they kind of went back on that. I've had unfortunately not the best view of the Eververse. The big thing for me is I do think that this type of stuff is cool in terms of for the health of our game, because I think these types of collabs only bring more eyes to our game, which is a net positive. Like on that side of things, I really do like it. Like looking at it from a more holistic perspective, like collabing with Fortnite can only bring more eyes. Collabing with Mass Effect, I really enjoyed Mass Effect 3. I think only that can only bring more eyes, and et cetera, et cetera. Assassin's Creed obviously has been around since the Stone Ages, like another thing that can only bring more eyes. So like that's a net positive. I think the thing that always kills me with these types of things though is just that I wish that they could be earned in game, and I don't mean bright dust.
That's
I
got to be the
mean
biggest gripe, right? I mean,
earn
like,
them in game is the thing that
yeah,
kills me with so many of our cosmetics in this game. Like
throw them into strikes, bro. I'll go
right,
do
and
some
like
strikes for some
I
cool
miss
armor.
like strike specific loot, like that's
Yeah.
been stripped. Everything that was cosmetic, it feels like has been stripped into either you're opening your wallet or you're saving for bright dust. But it's never I'm getting it from doing this cool maybe mission with maybe some Mass Effect's Easter eggs in it, or maybe who knows, I don't know, just something where it's not just me opening my wallet. So is it a net positive? Probably. But is it something that moves the needle for me? Not really.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's kind of where
And I am aware
we
of the
both
tweet
sit.
in the chat too. No, I saw that. I was actually gonna let you, I didn't know if you guys had that on the list, but we can talk about that later if you want. But yeah, I
No,
did see
I
the
know.
tweet.
I
I saw the
responded.
tweet. Yeah, he
On here,
tweeted.
I'm not sure what.
Elon, I don't even know what
Yeah,
that. Wait, like
Elon
what's
tweeted
going
about the game about like an hour and a half ago.
about
No
Destiny?
way.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he said he might
I
try
gotta
it
go look at
because
this.
of yeah, there was another game that he said he didn't think that it was there was a point in trying other classes because it was overpowered. So I'll try Destiny too. Yeah, that was about an hour and a half ago. I
Wow.
did see it.
Really?
Yeah, if you take a peek, that might be the next topic. I did see it though, yeah.
Let me do a little search-a-rooski here then.
I
While
got
you're searching, I'll
DM'd
give
about
my
it a
opinion.
couple times
Yeah,
when it
yeah, yeah,
happens.
yeah. Continue. And I'll pull this up.
I don't care about any of these collabs ever, to be honest, because it's like the thing I care about least. I like probably should care about like cosmetics in the game, but just like you said, if I can't earn them in game, I literally don't care. Because there's like I think it's like I like when I see cosmetics,
Mhm.
when I like to wear cosmetics, I like ones that can connect that I did something like
Right,
hard
right.
to get them.
Exactly.
So like
It
if I just bought them, it's not as like special to me to wear them.
No, you're 100% right. I would say the best example of stuff like that is back in once again Destiny 1, where let's take an example, I love the Omnigul Strike, and that was or not the Omnigul Strike, excuse me. I love the a la Cool Strike. I love the Dark Blade, and how cool is it after killing the Dark Blade a number of times, I got to wear his helmet. Like
Exactly.
that
Exactly.
made it there was meaning to that cosmetic thing because it was
Mhm.
tied to that strike and there was identity in that strike. And I mean, we've had the same thing with, things like the Cloak of Taniks. And, I mean, we can go on and on where like in terms of like actually the way we looked mattered because it was tied to something in game that we cared about versus just being tied to our wallets and tests.
Yes.
So I agree with you. I mean, I agree totally. So for me, the only thing, like I mentioned, is just, if it brings more people to try the game, then I guess that's cool. But in terms of me actually engaging in it, it doesn't really, move any needles for me.
Yeah, I'm on the same exact boat as you. Like,
Yeah.
if it gets more people in, then yes, that's great. But from my personal, like, I just don't usually. And I also have never, like, fun fact, I never played any Mass Effect game before,
Okay.
so I have no like a relational, like any sort of emotional connection to it. So I'm
Right.
like, oh,
Right.
cool. It just looks like Destiny armor to me, which
Yeah.
makes sense based off of what that game is. Did you find it, Maddox?
I did. Yeah, it was it was a response to someone by the name of Rob. He's a big Diablo player, it looks like.
Yeah, it was Diablo
And
with the classes. Yep.
yes, that's right. Okay, I knew his thing looked familiar.
Mhm.
And he's talking about something about barbarians, so and so, and his live stream. Elon Musk tweeted back at him, says, "Seem pointless to have other classes if only one is at all competitive. Might try Destiny 2." Um, interesting. Interesting.
He's gonna be
I
so.
honestly thought it was a little bit more than that. I didn't know it was a reply. I thought he was like genuinely tweeting about Destiny 2. But that's
But
sick. I mean, that's literally like the he is the most
the
richest man in
the
the
Mr.
world.
Twitter.
Yeah.
What
And
if he comes and buy? He's gonna buy Bungie
Leave it.
next from
bro,
Sony.
no, what's gonna happen is he's gonna play it. He's like, wow, I shouldn't have done this.
This is awful. That's what I'm afraid he's gonna give his. He does not
You're right.
hold
It'll
back.
either be the best PR or it'll be absolutely damaging.
Dude, wait, he
Yeah,
could
one of the
actually
two.
bury Destiny 2.
He could
Oh
bury
my
he could bury he could
god.
bury
Bungie's
it,
over
or
there
he
like,
could
oh, we
maybe
gotta
save
change some
us.
stuff. Elon's
Right.
gonna play.
Holy shit. Somebody figure out what he likes, okay? Let's
He's
make
gonna
every class
explain how
competitive.
he's gonna explain how the new player experience is, and it's not very good. So it's gonna be.
Oh my god, dude, we're done for. We're done playing. The
Well,
second he
maybe I
loads
should
up,
run him through
Destiny is
new layers
shutting
when he
down,
says to
bro.
have done it.
Oh, that's
We
funny.
are done. This is the last episode we have, guys. I'm sorry.
50's good.
Oh my. That's funny.
Oh my god. I wonder what just he knows about the video game. Just thinking about that.
Does he have time to play video games? Like he
Probably not
owns.
much.
He owns
Probably
You know,
not
I've
much.
I've
Twitter,
actually
and
seen
freaking.
clips though. I've seen clips of him like
He streamed
in
before, right?
I think so. I
Yeah, I
think
think
so.
he streamed before on Twitter.
I think, and there's also been just like random clips you'll see of him like in interviews, like, "Oh, what game were you playing?" He's like, "Oh, I've been playing like Overwatch 2 or something." Like he'll
Right.
say something,
Right.
or and you'll be surprised, like, "Oh, I just beat this game," and I'm like, "You just beat it?
You beat it. You literally
You have
own like.
time to do that stuff? Are you kidding me? I don't even
Yeah.
have time to play 3 games of Fortnite, dude. Like,
Yeah.
ow."
I mean, he'll find a way if anyone will.
That's sick. I watched him stream Diablo on Twitter. Wow, that's cool. Okay, that's sick. I don't know, dude. That'd be some sick content. It's like back whenever Soulja Boy streamed
It would be that on
Destiny for
steroids.
a bit.
It would be that on steroids.
Oh, that'd be interesting. We'll see.
We'll get
If
Elon on the
anything's gonna come from that,
podcast.
yeah. Well, I'll just actually tweet at him real quick and get him on here
Join us for episode 52. Elon.
next week.
The week after Evan.
Oh my goodness. Well, real quick, going back to the collabs because I wanted to ask you guys both a question, and I'll input on this as well too.
Right.
Since you don't really care about collabs, Mr. Luke, or are not really turned on by them, CB, what is one collab that you would want to see in the game that may pique your interest, or just something that you think would look cool? Like, I really think I will say out of all the collabs, I think this is the one that just like makes the most sense and does like look cool in the game. And I think if it was earnable, I would probably go and get it because I think it does look good. So what are your thoughts on something?
Mine's not even possible, but
Yeah,
okay.
Give me an Animal Crossing crossover.
Yeah,
Okay,
but it could be. You could have Destiny stuff in Animal Crossing. That's still a collab, yeah.
No, mine's the same. Like not Animal Crossing, but it would be in the Nintendo realm. It would either be in the realm of Pokemon, Zelda, or Mario. Now, once again, like would Nintendo clear any of that? Probably not. A more realistic one would be anything else related to Halo. Again, I feel like when they leaned into that during the 30th anniversary, I think it was actually a pretty good era for Destiny.
Right. I guess you could consider that a collab.
I mean, the Halo stuff, how did we earn it for the first time? It was actually through the game. We had an activity. Right. We had things to actually do.
Exotic quest for the Forerunner.
A Forerunner. So like stuff like that. Like, so on a realistic wish list, it would be like probably another one with Halo because that's the only one that I think personally I engaged with. But wish list, it would also be on the Nintendo side. And
really,
yeah, 100%.
I'm not gonna lie. My first thought, like when I thought about like a potential collab, would be some form of anime, like some form of like
that'd be
samurai or some form
Dragon
of
Ball Z.
Honestly,
shit.
like
I think something ninjas. I'm thinking Demon Slayer almost in a way. Like
ninjas, okay.
I'm thinking some form of like Demon Slayer with the katanas. Because I mean we have a katana in the game, like with the hunter sword.
Yeah.
So I think something in that realm would be pretty sick. I mean, I just think that'd be so cool, and some form of emotes and stuff like that you could do that'd be sick. Like give them the water powers or something like that. I don't know if you guys have seen Demon Slayer.
Yeah, that'd be hard.
That'd
be hard.
The Naruto run.
Yeah.
I think that would be something I'd be interested. I'd be intrigued in just because that's like something that I'm genuinely interested in. So
yeah,
kind of like just like your Pokemon. I would love a Pokemon thing, of course. That'd be sick. So I think those are some things that I would be intrigued in. So
yeah,
I like it. I think it's time for our game.
Let's play a game.
Okay.
You guys ready for this?
Yeah.
Ready for a game.
So this is going to be a ranking game where you guys are going to have to guess the rank of each Destiny 2 DLC. Okay. And the source we have here, don't look it up because that's cheating, is Destructoid.com, where they have ranked every Destiny 2 expansion before the final shape is here. So this is from August of 23, so it's the most recent thing in this regard. So there's a top 8, and you guys are going to have to guess the top 8 Destiny 2 DLCs before the final shape. Are you ready for this? I have them all ready to go.
All right.
CB, you're our first guess, so please actually so 1 through 8, you have to guess what's number 1, what's number 2, what's number 3. You can only guess because you know what the expansions are.
Yeah, and so this is, how did they even come to this? Did he just like get a bunch of votes, or did he just choose it himself? Do I just need to like get into this guy's brain and figure out who in the world ranked this?
You might have to.
I'll just get into what'd you say his name was again? I'm just gonna get into his brain.
Destructoid.
All right, Destructoid. I'm ready. Okay, I'm ready.
So these were brought on by Metacritic scores and Destructoid reviewers. So a lot of people that review his website and other ranking websites as well too. So
okay, well, let me just make sure I have all of them.
Let's start with number 1, or let's start with number 8. What is the worst Destiny 2?
I already
go ahead and hit me with that guess. What's the worst out of the 8?
I would guess they would vote Curse of Osiris.
My brother, that is a great guess because that is correct. Number 8 is Curse of Osiris. All right. Okay. And we're going to bring this up on the bottom of the screen here. So those that are watching
cool.
Can see what we're doing here. If I can click the right button here. There we go. Okay. So Curse of Osiris is in the 8 slot. So please,
Okay.
Mr. Luke, what is in the number 7 slot? Okay.
Oh man.
Think hard. Because I don't think you're gonna get this one. I think you just might be wrong.
These are full DLCs, yeah.
Yes, full DLCs.
So no seasons.
And
Yes,
the
no
first
seasons of anything.
and
So
the Red
starting
War
with Curse
doesn't
of
count.
Osiris, probably then Warmind, probably, right?
Yeah,
Luke, what's your
Warmind.
guess?
Warmind, Forsaken, Shadowkeep,
Hold up,
then
slow your
Beyond
roll,
Light.
slow your roll, slow
Lightfall.
your
I was
roll.
just naming the order, just the order.
Okay, yeah.
no, he's
Okay,
just
okay.
naming
we
them.
weren't ordering
Okay,
them.
I thought he was guessing. My fault.
No. That was just the order of how they happened. That
You're
was
right.
all.
You're right. Yes.
Yeah.
So in the 7th slot, Mr. Luke, what is your guess for the 7th best out of 8 DLC in Destiny 2?
Oh.
Think about this one. If you think about it and you think about like the overall
I
like
think I know what it is, or at least one of the two that it could be.
reaction to this, you'll get it right.
Like there's one guess that I want to make, but I'll just guess the one that I think it probably is. What's it called again? The one after Curse of Osiris.
You're
That would
guessing
be
Warmind?
that'd be
He's guessing
Warmind.
Warmind's next.
Warmind's not correct.
That's disrespectful
Not-
too.
That
If
is
that would have been it,
disrespectful as
I
hell.
actually would
Okay,
have
it
gone up.
is. I love Warmind, but we did this ranking thing recently also
Right.
where Warmind was low.
If
And I was
Warmind's
mad about it.
even
Oh, you're right, you're right.
5, I'm probably getting out of my chair.
Okay, what's number 7 going to you, Mr. CB?
I
Where?
would guess Shadowkeep.
No.
That's
only
what I
have
wanted
one.
to guess.
All right. If it's not
Incorrect,
Shadowkeep, I
incorrect.
remember I said it'd be one of two. If it wasn't Shadowkeep, I would guess Lightfall. They put either of those. If not, then I don't know what it is. I'm not sure what it is. If it's not one of those
It's
two.
not Lightfall either.
all right,
It's not
all right.
Lightfall either. You guys are no,
I'm
dude.
gonna
You
guess
guys
again.
got to think about which other one. Big DLC, by
Then-
the way.
All right, then probably Beyond Light. If they
Oh,
took
wait,
out
yes,
the
Beyond
whole
Light.
game, they took out
Yep.
the whole game.
Beyond Light is number 7. I genuinely cannot believe.
I've
I don't know
hated
if
it
I
so much
agree
I
with that.
forgot it existed.
I can't believe y'all put Lightfall after Beyond Light. Are you serious?
Yeah, Lightfall was not fun.
Oh, I mean, but I can explain why. I mean, we can talk about that for ages.
You want to? We can.
But,
we
but the
can.
big thing with Beyond Light was not even really the content they gave. It was the amount of stuff they took out. So, I mean, if it's being ranked
Right.
based on how it zapped half the game, then that's fair. Even though I don't know if that counts as part of the DLC. But yeah, they
See,
definitely
I
that
wonder
era
what
was,
his.
they zapped half the game.
Yeah,
So that's
their
fair.
biggest
That's
their
fair.
biggest point was sunsetting and
Yeah.
and just how it was overall
Okay.
reacted to.
If that
so.
counts
They
as part of it,
pretended
then
it
for
was
sure.
because the darkness
sure.
came and took
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. All the pyramids just for it not to matter. They just all the darkness is coming. The Doritos
like,
are coming
The
on the
darkness
wall.
did it, not
Yeah,
not
It is,
Bungie.
that's fair. If sunsetting counts as a DLC feature, then 100% Beyond Light. I agree.
Yeah, that was. It looks like that's their biggest thing through the practice, as though it's been sunset itself. The removal of very substantial amount of content. Yeah. Looks like that's their biggest reason to put it so low. So we're at 6. What is the 6th best
turn
out
is
of
it?
8? I guess we'll go Luke. Luke, what
Okay.
do you think?
The 6th best one. Shadowkeep.
Oh, not Shadowkeep. You guys have said this
Oh,
one
not
though, and
good.
this is CB.
Well,
I hate
I'm
to
not
say
saying I'm even if it
This
is
one-
Warmind, I'm guessing
this
Lightfall.
one's
I refuse
disrespectful,
to say Warmind. Like I would say Lightfall before Warmind, even though
It's
if it is
Warmind.
Warmind, I'm saying I'm not saying it though.
That's
it won't come out of my
unfair.
mouth.
Warmind's one of the best DLCs. that
Anybody that
Warmind,
would rank
bruh.
Warmind there doesn't realize what that did for the game. Well, we can talk about
I
that
don't
later.
think it does. I don't think
People
it
don't
does.
realize what
Dude,
Warmind did for the game.
Warmind was the first time that Destiny 2 felt like Destiny again. Like in
Yes.
my
Can
opinion.
agree.
It
I
was
can
the
agree.
alley-oop setting up for Forsaken, and I won't. This list is unfortunately it's passed on to the grave to me. They
my
ended it for
All
me.
right, we're at number 5. What is number 5? I'll send it back to UCB because
Okay.
I think this will make you even more upset.
Well, at this point, we have to go Shadowkeep, right?
Oh,
Why is it so high rated? It's not even
I-
good.
I don't
What?
know. I'd be curious. I don't even know where it's at. Honestly, I'm
I
scrolling
don't
down with you
understand.
guys. So,
I don't.
All right,
Okay,
let me
Shadowkeep
guess,
is not at
you take
5.
it. You take it away. This list, I told you, it's dead to me.
Lightfall.
Lightfall is sitting at 5. Yeah,
Fair.
yeah. See, I'm genuinely like surprised that doesn't just get higher simply because of like just the difference that it had compared to all the other ones where like it had the Callus, it had the legendary campaign, it had a
Man.
brand new like
Yeah,
Neo
the moon
Muna.
not even having a new destination and being a return from the old. Like that's weird to me. It's strange.
Yeah.
Like that's. And I mean, we didn't end up getting Trials back then either, right? Because that was the first year that they split from Activision.
think
Because that
I
didn't
think
come
you're
to
right, yeah.
Beyond Light, right?
I don't know. No.
I'm trying to remember what even else could they be. Like Garden of Salvation was there. Pit of Heresy. I'm trying to think.
Greatest
What
raid
else.
ever.
I do like
Greatest hand
Guard
king.
of Salvation and Pit.
Yeah, Garden and Pit are cool.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All
There you
right.
go.
The first time we saw a pyramid ship that was like in the game.
That's still
That's
sitting
true.
in the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah. This next one you guys may not think of as like a DLC, but they're counting it as one, so that might give it away. Number 4.
The only thing I could think of is them counting 30th. Then.
Yep.
Okay. If
Yep.
that's the
30th
case. Okay.
anniversary pack. Which
Man,
is
this-
wild. That's
this-
wild to be up that high. Like as like I just
Well,
that's,
I was saying though, I think that 30th did a lot of really good things for the game.
I think so
This-
too. I think so
this-
too. But just like out of like as like a main expansion, it's
Yeah,
better
no,
than
I
better than
agree.
2 of them.
Yeah.
Like that says.
I guess
says
this
a
is-
lot.
You said it's just based off rankings, right? Of like
Yeah.
how it
I think
was
it's-
rated versus
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, because it had a raid. It had a the classic stuff that came back with it as well
had
too.
a dungeon, right?
Yep. It had a dungeon. And it just had. It looks like a lot of people were talking about the loot as well too. So that one's in there as well too. All right, top 3. We're heading into the top 3. Let me know what your guess is at number 3. There's only been 3 that we haven't said yet so far.
Unfortunately, there's no way I can continue when Shadowkeep is top 3. How can we like sit here and continue?
I don't know. I'll read this out for you as well
Shadowkeep
too.
is top 3.
Shadowkeep is
3.
Shadowkeep
right?
is at 3. Yeah,
And then
you're
Witch
right.
Queen 2.
3. Witch Queen 2, Forsaken 1.
And then Forsaken 1. That's got to be the fun.
Shadowkeep. Did I spell that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Shadowkeep sits at 3. Considering the expansion packs featured higher up on this list, Shadowkeep does indeed pale in comparison. Let's see. So there's something compelling about, and indeed there is. Not only that, have an immaculate atmosphere. Okay, with hordes of hive prowling around, but it's a campaign that has also one of Destiny 2's most iconic campaign set pieces yet. Okay. More so than anything else, though, Shadowkeep was a solid piece of content with a few standout moments, and then that let alone sets it apart from things like Warmind. Wow. That doesn't make that doesn't make much sense, but all right.
Warmind literally like was it was a frozen place that melted. And
they lost me. I really was trying.
I think that is not right. I do think Shadowkeep should be.
Shadowkeep can't be top 3 in any list.
It's got to be. It's got to go down to 6.
It's like mid tier, honestly. And then
like,
are we right with
stick it at? Yeah, was it Witch Queen was 2? Was they? Yeah, were we white?
Yes. Okay. Sorry, going back through it. Sorry, Reagan just won her first ever solo.
Let's go, Reagan.
Let's go.
Yeah, so you guys are right. The Witch Queen is sitting at 2, which I think is pretty obvious. You guys kind of knew that those were sitting at the top 2. But you're right. Forsaken and Witch Queen sitting at number 1 and number 2. Shadowkeep at 3. 30th anniversary pack at 4. 5 was Lightfall. 6 was Warmind. 7 Beyond Light. And as we all know, Curse of Osiris sitting at the lone worst spot at number 8. So good job. You guys did well. Little surprises there, though. But hey, we did it. We did it.
Heart attack this list. Oh, God,
TikTok is gonna physically try to murder us in our sleep for this. They hate it when we do these in the top. The top
hate
8
it, bro.
We're
gonna make it in like 12 different parts.
Yeah, we're gonna make 12 parts too, and they're gonna just literally
Oh,
like send death threats. You make another part, they're gonna watch it and like it, but they're gonna be so mad.
oh my Lord, that hurt.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, I'm looking back on it now. I'm like, dang, they really got they're pretty high on Shadowkeep over here. That's hilarious. Well, you guys did good. Good game. I was hoping. I honestly I had a different vision for that, but you guys. We made it happen, so that's all that matters. So, all right, you're getting towards the end. We got one little talking point left, and it is, as we know, of being the hot take of the week / recent months, because we've been a while. So we always give our guests, CB, if you have anything that you want us to talk about, being a hot take. Luke had something. I had something kind of fishing up that might be good to talk about. If you guys want to, throw a couple in there, just give our quick little 1-2s about it and go from there. So CB, if you got anything, let it roll.
I'll do one. Speaking of, I had a couple of I wasn't sure like which one to do, but like since we just talked about the raids and or not the raids, give me the DLCs. I'll go to the DLCs. there are aspects of the core of Curse of Osiris that are better than Lightfall is now.
Okay,
Of
elaborate
the
a little
core
bit
of
on
the
that.
game. There's aspects
Elaborate
of
a little
core of the we in our darkest era, the darkest era of the game, the ages that, you know, it's almost like the Voldemort of names, where people don't even want to name the name. It's such, you know, a dark horse of our era that no one wants to talk about. And even in that era, when we were at our absolute worst, they put out more strikes and more Crucible maps in Curse of Osiris than they did in
That's
Lightfall.
true. That's true. The base game, I feel like,
There
was
was more
definitely at
strike
a.
specific loot. You could get DFA to drop from Tree of Probabilities. You could get the Universal Wave function to drop from Garden World. There were things that actually dropped from the core, and it actually had slightly more life to it than the Hypernet Current that has 0 life to it. And the one new Crucible map we got, when this is supposed to be our second to last DLC. And in the Dark Ages, we got more Crucible maps. In the Dark Ages. It's just
There
the
you go.
truth. It's just the truth.
I think
I
I'm
ain't
with
saying
you.
shit.
Yeah.
That
Because-
it's I think it's a hard pill to swallow for
It is
for
hard.
some
It's a
people.
very hard pill to swallow,
what I
and
mean?
I don't say it lightly. But it's and I'm a big core game guy. Like, I miss strike specific loot. We talked about it earlier, Luke. We were talking about Cloak of Taniks. We were talking about the Grasp of Malik. We were talking about the Ala Cool helmet. We're talking about all these things. Like Garden World having Universal Wave function gave it an extra layer of identity. Same thing with Tree of Probabilities having DFA, and at that it had Rampage. At the time, Rampage was insane because there was only a couple guns with Rampage, only that and Midnight Coup for hand cannons, and that was tied to a strike, so it made people play the strike, right? But like, what is making you play Hypernet Current? Nothing.
Literally nothing.
Crickets.
And so people can say what they want about Curse of Osiris. We got more strikes and Crucible maps in that era.
You had more reason to play the game, even though it may not have been the best content. It had a terrible storyline to it in a way. Like, it still had a reason to play.
Agreed, and that's the thing you're keying on. Same deal with even those prophecy weapons. People can say what they want about those prophecy weapons. I know it was double primary. I know those weapons aren't as strong as a Forbearance now, but those were all the things we had. So we grinded those prophecy weapons to get Sagira, an actual, you know, cool cosmetic that was unlockable in the game.
That's my favorite ghost, by the way.
Mine too.
Oh yeah,
to get Perfect Paradox too, and we saw Saint 14 on his tomb. And now, granted, we have more weapons than ever, but with crafting, I don't care about any of them.
Right.
Nothing's exciting, and everything we can get so easily that nothing matters.
I know, dude. I was just witnessing that the other day. I had I'm like doing the seasonal stuff, and you know, it's just pooping loot out. Like, I have to go to my postmaster, but I don't even look to see what they are. I delete every single weapon.
I opened up my stream today. I streamed today because Moments of Triumph was live today. And I was looking, like, some of those triumphs were like, oh, use X amount, get X amount of kills with Season of Witch weapons, get X amount of kills with Season of Wish weapons. And I was so far behind on all of those, because why do I care about any of these weapons that, even if they're just 1% better, like, you know, I already have a cool toy and I don't care anymore because it's not fun getting God rolls because I just craft them all. So it's become boring. So
We've had a lot of talk about crafting and stuff on this podcast with a lot of awesome people, and I think those that we bring on all have a similar thought about, you know, just the importance of grinding loot and stuff like that has gone away, and like the excitement of playing the game is kind of dwindling because of things just being, oh, here you go, here's your God roll. You want it? You want it?
So
all you gotta do is just play the game, and here you go.
Yep. So I'm gonna stand on my hot takes. There's mine.
I like it. That's a good one. That's a good one.
I'm just now realizing that is the moments. Is there? Dang it! I have to finish. I thought I just had my seals finished, and now I have to do the stupid moments of triumph.
Luckily, it goes till June though, so you do got time.
Okay,
cool.
It's
until June.
I was trying to get my crap done and peace out until like maybe May-ish. Do some bounty prep and get excited, and then get right back in it.
Yeah.
Right in the middle, bro. It sucks that this is coming out in my busiest season of this entire year. I have 6 weddings to film in June when Final Shape comes out. Rip. Good thing I don't stream anymore, so we'll be good.
We believe in you.
Thanks.
Awesome.
All right, let me hear a spicy take. Let me hear it.
Oh, you want to hear it? You want? I might be too spicy.
I want to hear it.
I mean, I said Curse of Osiris is better than now for the core.
Mine might be a little bit more. Mine might be a
We'll
little
see.
more.
We'll see.
All right, so here it is. All right, and those ladies and gentlemen in the PvP scene may not want to hear this, but I think it is, and it might be too late. And obviously, this is just me like hoping and praying. Uh, but it's time to retire Trials of Osiris. I think it's gone on long enough, and I think it is so just completely uh, overdone in a way. It's been tinkered with so much to where it's not even really like Trials of Osiris anymore. It is overran by just the meta. It doesn't work well with the meta that we have. And with foregoing, we're going to be getting even more abilities and even more supers and more nonsense, more guns that are going to overthrow the meta. I think it's time to just put it off in the DCV. I think Trials of Osiris is overdone. I think it's time to retire it. I don't know what they could replace it with. Maybe something in the core series, like with comp or with some other playlist. But it's time for Trials of Osiris to be retired. It's overdone in my opinion. I don't have any reason to play it, and that's kind of my hot take.
I don't know how spicy that is because I feel like a lot of people aren't engaging in that playlist. It's probably one of the reasons why it's not as fun. I mean, I watch a lot of my friends matching the same people over and over. It feels
Yeah.
like because there's not that many people playing, so I don't know how many people would fight you on that. I think the only thing I would say is it is one of I feel like they would need to find a replacement because it's one of the only things that can spike slightly our directory when there's
No,
nothing
that's
going
very
on.
true. That's very
Right, we
true.
need something before it would go if it was gonna go. Now, for me,
Right.
like I'm also have a lot of nostalgia to the old Trials of Osiris. I wish we could get back to how it originally felt. I wish,
Yeah.
but
I think it's too complicated now for what it used to be. You think about what Trials used to be. You just get 7 or 9 wins and you go
Mhm.
flawless. You get the loot. Boom.
Yep,
That's it.
yep.
Doesn't matter how you do it. Doesn't matter who you do it with. You needed a team of 3 though. There's
Mhm.
none of this solo, none of this duo queuing or anything like that. You had to be in a team of 3. Like that's it. I'm sorry. But like there's things in this game. You can't do a raid by yourself, can you? You know? You
Yeah.
can't
Well,
go
I mean,
Yes, you can a
technically.
couple. You can do a couple.
okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm saying, but like if you're like a beginner player, like you can't just gun up into a raid and just know what the hell you're doing. You need 6 people.
Right.
But hey, now they have Fire Team Finder. There's people out there that are looking. There's in-game LFG now. I think it needs to go back to its simpler ways to one be just more accommodating. Like there's no reason to have zones in trials. There's no reason to have so and so or whatever it was. What's the most recent thing? Checkpoint or whatever. What is it? Checkmate
Checkpoint,
or
yeah, with the
whatever.
less abilities, basically, I think
Yeah,
is what they
there's
did
no reason to
recently.
have that. Just give us the loot. You get 3 wins, you get a weapon, you get a gun or whatever. I used to do just 3 win helps because people just wanted that one gun or that
Right,
one so and something.
right.
And then 5 wins you get rewarded, 7 wins you get rewarded, and then you get to go flawless. It's that simple. It's too complicated of a game mode now to where you get to go flawless, then you get to have the same card and you get to go you get to just farm loot. That is a cool concept, don't get me wrong. But it just loses the identity of what Trials of Osiris used to be. That everybody dude, do you look at Trials when it first came back? Whenever I don't know, it's on my birthday, actually. I think it was
Yeah.
like 2021 on my birthday. I did 12 hours of nonstop trials. I mean, I did not not load in. I loaded in by myself. I loaded in with a team of 3, and I played 12 in straight hours of that shit, dude.
Wow.
That's demonic. Like no one should do that. And it's because it was fun. That's because there was over 1 million people playing it in that one weekend. You think about going into Fortnite. Do you play the same people in Fortnite? No, 'cause
No.
there's 500,000 people playing at all times because it's
Yeah.
fun. It's simple. You go in, you get your loot, and you try to win. Uh, sometimes I just think simple is better.
So do you
And
want it to go back to being simple, or do you want it just completely blown up?
I guess now
Because
I
it
want
kinda went
modern
back
now.
almost
I
on
mean,
what
I'm
you were
kind of going back
saying.
a little bit now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know
no,
what I'm
you're right.
saying?
I guess kind of. I want it to be retired if it's not going to change.
That's fair, that's fair.
You know what I mean? Like if it's not going to go back to its old roots and be that simple Trials of Osiris that everybody fell in love with, then it needs to go. It needs to be replaced, I guess, in a way of some sort. I don't know what the hell they're going to replace it with, but it needs to be something else. There's a whole comp playlist that's struggling.
Yes,
You
it
know,
is.
You know, you look at and you even talked about bringing like over things over from other games. You think about comp in like Apex Legends. There's a non-stop leaderboard because people are constantly playing it. They get 20,000 points. Oh, guess what? I just got 21,000. Now you got to beat my ass. You know, you load into people that with similar skill levels and stuff like that. And you every season it resets. Guess what? First one to Apex Predator. Who's it going to be? You know, there's people that literally have that in their titles, like 3-time, you know, number 1 Apex Predator or something like that.
Yeah.
That shit. Why wouldn't you rather brag about that than how many flawlesses you have or something like that? I don't know. I could go on about it for days.
Yeah. No, I wish that it went back to the old days too. I mean, I wasn't a big PvP player, but I loved old Trials.
But you would play it.
I would.
I've seen you do it.
100%. If it was fun, I would be in there. 100%.
Right.
That's the big thing. That's why I was even saying, like, I don't even know how spicy it is because the player base reflects your sentiment, in my opinion, right? I mean, because if it was, you know, a hot take, everybody be in there and fighting you over it. But I don't think you're going to get pitchforks from people, you know, that clearly aren't supporting the playlist. The playlist has been hemorrhaging, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And comp's even worse, like you said.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I mean, I wish they'd bring back pinnacle weapons. That was back when I think the comp playlist was at its most healthiest.
Recluse
People may have
and
hated
Mountaintop and
grind. People may have hated Recluse
Luna's
grind.
Howl. Are you kidding me?
People were playing. I was playing.
You
were
load
playing.
in, you're like, oh,
were playing.
fuck, this guy has a damn Luna's Howl. We're done for. We're done for.
Right.
Or he has Magnificent Howl or whatever. What was the Not Forgotten? He has
Not Forgotten. People were in there.
This guy just running around.
People were like, oh, I don't want to be forced to play Crucible, but yes, you do.
Absolutely. That's where I met this mother over here, dude.
Yeah.
Grinding comp.
There you go. There you go.
For years, bro.
Yeah.
Now I don't even play PvP at all.
Me either.
Because what's the point?
Yeah, what reason you got? None.
That's the big reason.
Like, it's fun, but I'd rather just like not play video games than play PvP in Destiny 2 right now.
Yeah. It hurts, man. It hurts.
I'm glad you guys agreed with me on that because I'm with you. That could bring a lot of I might even tweet something. Cook up a little tweet. Who knows? And I've been fiending for some Twitter.
He wants some interactions. That's what he's trying to say.
Twitter interactions.
It sounds like we just want to go back to what we loved and not any of this. You know,
and what we fell in love with and stuff like that.
Right.
What kept us? What got us? You know, to play the game at 4 a.m. and stuff like that, trying to go flawless. It was. I actually, you know, it was. Now that I say that, I will remember trying to go flawless that the first ever weekend. Not that birthday weekend, but I'm talking about when Trials back in Season of the Worthy when it first came back, like first into Destiny 2.
That first week was insane.
I remember playing. Oh yeah, I remember playing with Luke's friends because I didn't know Luke for very long. Like, and we were playing at like 3 a.m. or some Dominion hour, and we were on our flawless game. First time trying to go flawless. I'm like, dude, I'm not good enough for it. We've been gaming, dude. We've been trying so hard. And I faced ZK Mushroom on that final game. And we were up 4-1, bro, and we lost. He came back and beat us. So I've hated him ever since. No, I'm kidding.
I love ZK.
But just like, dude, that's like what we used to do is just strive until you finally achieve something. Now it's just like, what's even the point? What am I even getting from this and stuff like that? So I just miss that. That's all it is.
I feel like our content friends that like they just do it because it's people watch them.
Oh, because it's their job.
So, like,
or
there's only so many people that do that. So then everyone else who plays it for fun is like, what the frick are we doing?
Yeah,
I got all the crap for it. Like, what do I need to do now? Like, it doesn't even feel competitive. Exactly. That's a whole nother bag of worms.
Yeah, careful. We got another minute left. No, but CB, dude, I appreciate you hanging out with us, dude.
We need Luke's take.
Oh, my hot take.
You have one?
We can't leave without Luke.
I talked about it earlier at the beginning.
Well, it was before.
All right, we'll reiterate.
I'll do it real quick. We don't have to go too hard on it. And it might not be a hot take, but everyone is saying the coil is like the best seasonal activity of all time.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah,
and I think it is so boring that I literally fall asleep playing it.
Like, I haven't stepped into it once.
And
right now.
I'm actually in agreement. I think that Coil has perfected what I think the magic we had already captured back in like Season of Opulence, Season of Forge, with things like Menageries, things like the Forge. Like those things were super special back then, and they were impactful. But they're still, I feel like, trying to ride the coattails of what those things did for us back in the Forsaken era instead of really breaking the mold. Yes, it's super rewarding. It's probably the most rewarding thing in history, and that is I guess, a quote unquote positive. But in terms of the impact that it's had, what has it really changed? Like that's the thing that I miss. I missed like it feeling like we got something innovative and new
Yeah.
and impactful. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for
Yeah.
impact. But the loot's great in terms of how much it gives you. I don't care about the loot, but in terms of the amount it gives you, great.
That's
But
what
like,
I was gonna say. I
yeah.
feel like it gives you lots of loot, but
But for what? For
for
what?
what?
Right.
Like, I
For
don't want
what? That's
Prize
the
loot
thing.
as well too.
It's all loot I've had years ago
Exactly.
when
Exactly.
Forsaken came out. I don't want to use any
Exactly.
of that ever again, even if it's
Yeah.
meta. Like, I could care less. Like, I
Yep.
literally I probably have had so many God roll weapons drop that I'm just deleting because I don't
Right.
literally care at all.
Yep.
And that's the problem. If the activity's fun, that's fine if I don't get anything good. But if I if I don't like the activity and I don't get anything good, I'm like, what's the point? But I do like how it scales. Like that is what they did right. Like how it scales and like it's pretty hard to actually get through an entire coil with blueberries. Like I've only done it twice with random people where we actually did the entire thing because it's really challenging at the end. Actually,
Yeah.
like it's pretty tough. And you only have so many reses and
Right.
like there's like the like little dragon things in between that you can get. So there are things about it that I think are cool. I just think the actual, like you said, like it's not innovative. It just feels like another Destiny thing that I'm just killing stuff and then I'm killing a
Right.
boss and then I'm going to another room.
Yeah.
So but I just saw so many people on the internet talking it up at the beginning of the season. Like it was like they finally did it. They made the
I
best
think
seasonal
it's
activity.
because, and I agree with you too. And I was wondering the same deal. I think that people have just now like kind of confused just giving you a lot of things for great experience.
Yeah.
And that's different. Those are different. Something can be great at giving you a bunch of stuff without being a great experience.
I
But
agree.
I agree.
I don't know. I feel like I'm a completely in agreement. I've maybe done the coil, truth be told, maybe 5 times max this season. Maybe
Well,
5 times.
it's a seasonal thing. So like you have to own the season to play it.
Correct.
I don't
Yeah.
even own the season. I haven't
Oh.
stepped
So
into
you
it.
haven't played it.
I can't
done
even. I can't even get
Dude,
into it.
I've done it
Yeah.
like 50
And I
times.
have
But
no.
that's
I
because I did
have
the
no
skill.
encouragement to buy it and hop in there. None.
Yeah. I probably have a bad experience with it too because every season I do the seasonal seal because this is like CB. The only reason I get all the seals. Like that's just
Yeah.
like I'm not like super completionist, but I at least just get those done.
Right.
And so I always have to do the seasonal activity a little bit more than like a normal
That
person
makes
would do
sense.
it. And it gets I think that they're not meant to be done that many times.
But what I'm gonna say to back you up and let you know that you're not just crazy because you've been grinding the seal is I barely do them because I have no seals because I don't care about the seals. I haven't cared about seals since the Grimoire, which is weird. I don't know why, but I just haven't. I still feel exactly how you feel, and I've done it 3 or 4 times,
Okay,
5
good.
max. So
Sweet.
I
I'm
don't
not
even think
crazy.
you're crazy. I think that like you're on the money, to be honest.
Sweet. I wish I didn't care about seals. I just like did them one season to catch up, and then I had finished them all, and now I'm stuck. Like I'm like
Yeah.
I can't. They're all done. I might as well just keep getting them
Too
done.
far in.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick
Boy.
to my exotics.
Yeah,
Yeah. You have enough shit to do, bro. Okay.
You got enough
you're
stuff to
good.
worry about over there.
Yeah.
Oh
All right,
my
boys.
god.
That was a fun episode. We did it.
We
Episode
did.
50. Oh man, that was so fun. We had so many good things to talk about. It feels refreshing to be on
It
here.
does.
Like it actually makes me kind of want to play Destiny.
It was very nice.
I hop on this weekend.
Psych, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I got midterms this week, bro. I'm not playing any games whatsoever.
Yeah, bro.
I've been
I have
studying.
one wedding. I edited full 6 wedding highlights this month, so I have one more
Wow.
to finish next week and 2 training videos, and I'm caught up. No edits for when this baby gets here.
Let's
Well,
go.
I have to film a wedding next week, so I'll edit that one too. But
Another big congrats on that too.
thank you.
Woo!
Thanks. Yeah. Everybody be
Sir.
lifting your spirits or praying or whatever you do that it goes smooth and that we get a healthy boy that comes out of her and we're good to go.
100% got you.
I'm pumped about it. Sweet. Well, CB, tell us where we can find you. Like, I'm sure everybody knows where they can find you, right? But what you got going on? What's up?
Who are
yeah,
you?
Shout
yeah,
yourself out.
CBgray with an A on Twitch and on YouTube and I guess Twitter too, but I truth be told almost never tweet. But yeah,
I noticed
big
that.
thing. Big yeah, I don't like to talk about anything and if I'm not live. If people want to come talk to me, yeah, when I'm live, that's the place. Or anything else, I just
This
don't
man's
care.
a genius.
I just I don't have Twitter on my phone. I just leave it on my computer. It's the only way I see it is on my computer.
That's smart.
But in terms of what's coming, big D1 subathon end of February, and I'm gonna be sitting in this chair for 2 months. So that's what I got going, and then work on that
God.
video for the next probably. I mean, God, that 16-day one was a 70-page script, so I can't even imagine how long that one's gonna be. We'll see. I don't know. I'm excited for it though. That's what I got going on, so I'm excited.
That's huge.
Get your sleep, my friend, because it's gonna
Yes,
be a
sir.
long road.
I'm gonna be taking probably about a month off until then.
That's good. That's good.
Mhm.
I've been watching. I've been talking about playing Fortnite a lot recently. I've actually watched a few people in Fortnite, and this guy that I've actually been following recently,
Right.
is on like day 61 of his subathon. But like he takes breaks. He's not a fucking freak like you,
61.
and
Bro's
stays up for 3 days straight.
Bro's catching the. Was he making he made $500,000 this month in subs.
Maybe, but
Holy.
yeah, he's on day 61 of his subathon, and he does like tournaments too. Like he's been playing in like the championship
Wow.
series this past weekend and stuff. Like so,
That's
I mean, but
insane.
he'll like be off and like go to sleep like he's only counting the time going down while he's actually on screen, which makes sense.
So he stops the timer while he's sleeping.
Right, exactly,
We
exactly.
didn't do that, so I was like, I gotta get back up. Like I
Oh
don't
my
want to
God.
wake up and the timer's going. So I was like,
Oh my
it's back to
God.
work. Yeah.
Well,
So
good luck, my friend. It's gonna be a
thank you.
blast. I can't wait
Appreciate
for
it.
that video to come out. So, and
Yeah.
you know, we appreciate you. Let us know if
I
you.
appreciate
I'd love to be.
y'all.
I'm on PS4 on
Yeah, no, I'd
Destiny
love
1.
to
So
play. Yeah, no, just let me know. We'll definitely game. Thanks for having me on again. Maybe we can do it
course.
again. Maybe once Final Shapes goes on or whatever you
Let's
guys
do
want.
it.
Love
we're
to.
getting you back on. You're gonna be our most on here guest if you're on.
Oh,
Get a
well,
third
thank
one.
you. I mean, whenever you guys are,
A fourth one.
wanting me, I'm around. So,
We appreciate you
look
taking the
forward to
time,
watching
bro.
next week's with Evan. And
Yeah.
thank you guys again. I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude.
Of course.
All right.
Of course.
Well, thank you. All right. Thank you so much for watching this. If you're still listening, thanks for listening to this. We freaking love you all. We made it 50 episodes. That's crazy, Maddox. 50 episodes of a podcast. That's like 50. That's probably like 80 hours of talking about a video
Right.
game.
Wow.
So,
And I think doing
congratulations.
50 of anything is insane. Like, I mean, to
Right.
be able to keep something going 50 times, like in anything, is like super impressive.
Yeah, thank
So,
you. We appreciate it. Well,
congrats,
we
y'all.
are honored that you were here for this
Thank you.
episode.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
awesome.
maybe we'll do the craziest episode ever at 100 and you'll be
Yeah.
back. We have an
Sounds
idea for what we
We'll
want to
have
do
your
for
whole
a celebration.
household here, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have it at your house. We'll all go
there
there.
you go.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, just
We'll come
hop
out
in
to Texas, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you yeah, if I end up filming Clyde's wedding and we're all there somehow, we'll also do an episode at his
That'd be
wedding
cool.
reception.
That'd be dope.
Wait, let me work for you just for
You
that
can be
weekend.
my second shooter so that
There
you
you
can be
go.
there.
There you
Yeah.
go.
All
I
right.
love it.
Anyways, all right. Thank you everyone for watching. This was episode 50 of the Destiny Nerds podcast. We love you, CB. We love you, Maddox. I love you. And we will
Guys.
see you all next time for the episode with the Evan F. 19,565,000, whatever the numbers are.
1997.
1997. All right. We love you guys. We'll see you next time. Adios.